Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and all my non-cisgendered brick buddies, welcome to PJ Builds Bricks. What is going on, everybody? My name is PJ, and it is another lovely day here at the world-famous build surface as we continue our journey of putting together Lego set number 71374, the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, if you remember last episode, we talked about the history of Nintendo Company and briefly about the development of what was, at the time, one of the most cutting-edge home entertainment systems ever created. And as I mentioned before, this is going to be a high-level overview, but I highly encourage everybody out there to go exploring on YouTube and just around the internet and find more about the creation of this really awesome machine. There's a lot of great videos about technical details, about even more in-depth history of the build and everything. It's really fascinating about the creation of the system. And you'll also learn why it's so revolutionary, not with just technology, but it was also a cornerstone in resurrecting what had become a crashed home gaming market. Now, one of the things that made the NES so revolutionary and different from the Famicom was its design, as you see right here. Now, the Famicom, this was designed as a top-loading game system that's kind of similar to the Sega Genesis, the Super Nintendo, and a couple years later, they did release a top-loading version of the NES that looked more like the Famicom. But from the bat, the NES was designed to blend in with your other home entertainment systems that most American families had in their home. I mean, you think you have your CRT TV, you have your VCR, possibly a Betamax as well. You had your stereo system with a record player, a cassette. You know, those of you of a certain age know what I'm talking about. It was like a really nice entertainment room setup. And those were all square-shaped. So the Famicom would have stood out kind of like a sore thumb in between them. And they wanted the Nintendo to be designed whereas it could like easily look perfectly in place right on top of the family's VCR. And that's because the Nintendo was designed with the VCR in mind. Now, I know I've talked about the VCR a lot, and for you younger brick buddies, well, here's a picture of a VCR. Oh, the memories. Jam cassette tapes, the horror of seeing your favorite cassette unwound with the film reel all over the floor, adjusting the tracking, blinking clock stuck on 12, and everybody's favorite, be kind, rewind. Because you remember, if you return it unrewound, there will be a 25-cent fee assessed to your account, and you will not be able to rent any more videos until that fee is paid. Been there. We've all been hit by it. So anyway, the VCR was designed to put where you put a videotape into the front of the VCR. It's just like, rectangle cassette, about yay big, pop it in front of the VCR. So Nintendo decided they wanted to do something like that, where they enclosed a mechanism in the Nintendo machine that would allow you to pop your gaming cartridge right into the front of the system. And this mechanism was really simple. It was just a like a black plastic piece that sat below the RF shield, and it was kind of held together by springs and a pin that just locked it into place. That's all it was. And this was how you put the game into the machine, and it was attached to this 72-pin connector, which we'll get into more on later on this episode, but basically the 72-pin connector was paramount to being able to play games on the system. Now, in addition to the tray that we're going to build, we're also going to be building the case up a little bit, and we're going to add the power and reset buttons as well as the connectors for some of the controllers. Again, that being said, I got my build beverage here, and it is time to warp down to the world-famous build surface. Très bien. Voici ce que nous avons. Nous allons travailler sur les dalles 2 et 3. Oh, I'm so sorry. Pardon my French. Yikes, that's going to get me a censorship claim on YouTube. What I meant to say was, here's what we have. We're going to be doing 2 bags today. We're going to be doing bag number 2 and number 3. Now, bag number 2 has 31 steps and 111 pieces, while bag number 3 has 29 steps and 105 pieces. And now, that being said, this is the free ASMR portion of the video. There we go. Yeah, is everybody feeling nice and asthmaed? I sure am. All right, let's get to work. All right, here we go. Here you have it. Bag number 2 is complete. We got the cartridge mechanism here held in by springs, just like on the real Nintendo Entertainment System. And yeah, so next up is going to be bag number 3. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Hello. Will you be a builder for helpless bricks? I'm here with a message from the Lost Lego and Misuse Association, or LLAMA. Every day, thousands of Lego bricks are mistreated, lost under the fridge forever, and even left in a bin with other random pieces, often to never be enjoyed again. Please, call the number on your screen with a monthly gift right now. For just 27 studs a month, you'll help rescue bricks from their hopeless situation and provide instructions, creativity, joy, and a new purpose. Call or join online in the next 30 minutes, and you'll receive this welcome kit with a photo of a brick and a random bin of Legos right now. One who's been given a second chance thanks to you. Right now, there's a brick who needs you. Your call says, "I'm here to build." Please, call right away.
man. Every time I see those commercials, it's too much. I mean, those poor little bricks. They need our help, and it just hits me right here every time I see those commercials. I just want to help every single little brick that I see who needs a home or who needs help. I just oh, okay. I'm so sorry. That was really upsetting, and it's not an upsetting show, but okay. And just trying to do my part and get people to sign up for a cause that I really, really strongly believe in. So if you guys are okay with it, I'm gonna take a minute. I'm gonna compose myself, and then when we come back, we get started on bag number 3. All right, guys, that is going to do it for this week. Cheers to another build successfully completed. And thank you to Cheerwine for keeping me hydrated. They're not a sponsor, but I wish they were, because if you can get Cheerwine, it's amazing. So yeah, just a quick recap of what we did here. We built mainly the cartridge mechanism that holds the cartridge in place. Now on the Nintendo, as I said earlier, you would put the cartridge in, push it down, and it would stay there. Spoiler alert too, you didn't actually have to push it down. That was just a really neat, mechanism that Nintendo put in there. Not entirely sure why, and I couldn't find agreeable information on why they did it that way, but that's how they did it. But I want to point something out that the creators, Darren McCabe, Pablo Gonzalez, and Leon Peinenberg, put in here, which is really cool to make this lock in place. This little gray piece right here slides up and down, right? When you push the cartridge holder down, so when we were to put the cartridge in and push it down, that slides down and catches. It's going to be really tough to see right here, but there's a little tiny red piece right in there that's angled in such a way that it catches that gray piece. Now, to release it just like the Nintendo Entertainment System originally, push down, and that gray slider slides down again, and there you go. It's popped up again for you to get your game out. I thought that was an absolutely brilliant design they put in there, considering how the original NES was built and their mechanism, and they found a way to make it work. So, absolutely brilliant. Great job, guys. We also added some more casing around it, and we put the blinking power button there. We put the power on button, your reset button, and we added the 2 ports for the controls right there. And we're going to get more into pin connectors and more detail on like chipsets and the motherboard and all that stuff when we start building up more of the case around this. So there it is. Awesome, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Before I want to go, I want to give you guys a shout out to Mutrix for my glasses right here. This is actually their Game Boy glasses, their Game Boy Tribute glasses, but it's the same color scheme as the Nintendo Entertainment System. If you want to drop me a line, either in the comments below or send me an email to pjbuildsbricks@gmail.com, I'll tell you where to get these. They're really neat. Again, not a sponsor. They're just really, really cool glasses, I think. And that is it for the week. So, like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget, in signing off, I will tell you, socks and crocs may rhyme, but it is definitely a crime. Until the next episodes, guys, have a great week.